Hi, Movie Explainer here. Today we are going to recap a movie where a guy falls in love with his teacher. Things get cozy and they share a bed, but there's a mind-blowing twist waiting for you at the end. Trust me, you won't want to miss the grand finale. Stick around to uncover the jaw-dropping reality. So without further ado, let's begin our recap. The movie begins with a sweet old lady innocently spying on the world with her binoculars. Just an average day until Mr. Fluffikins the dog decides to audition for a horror film. He nails it by attacking her like he's auditioning for The Fast and the Furious. Cut to our main dude, Jonas, and his parents at the lady's funeral. It's revealed that the old lady was Jonas's grandma. But wait, there's more drama. Jonas's dad and Grandpa Frederick. They're giving each other the silent treatment like they're in a who can be quieter contest. Why? Nobody knows, but we're in for some family fireworks. Fast forward to a few months, and Jonas's parents are having a deep chat in their car when suddenly Speed Racer Lady decides to play chicken with them. Jonas's mom's all, hey, patch things up with your dad, but no time for family therapy. They crash into a tree, and it's game over for them. Now Jonas is at his parents' funeral at the same spot as Grandma's. He, with his buddies, including his BFF Nina, bids a tearful adieu to his parents. Next stop, Grandpa Frederick's place for the sorry your parents bit the dust gathering. Grandpa, feeling generous, offers Jonas a golden ticket to the island. He takes it like a kid in a candy store, dreaming of that perfect family vibe. 1 year later, Jonas is still island hopping, going to school with Nina and Jewel. Their daily routine? School prep and bike rides, not your typical island life, but hey, it works for them. One day, while the students are minding their own business in class, they are informed that their old German teacher had a not-so-great encounter with a road and a car. He is now replaced by Miss Helena Jung, the new German teacher. She is young, beautiful, and every guy's daydream. Later that day, Jonas and his pals are just chilling when Helena strolls in and requests their help in decorating her house. Now, here's where it gets interesting. Every guy sees this as a golden ticket to spend some quality time with the most attractive teacher in town. Even Nina's on board. It's a furniture-moving party, and they agree faster than you can say homework. While Helena and the boys are busy with the closet, Nina's downstairs is a bit of a DIY disaster. She's trying to cut a floorboard, but it's not going well. So off she goes to the storage room in search of a tool. Lo and behold, she stumbles upon a suitcase. And guess what? It's got a tag on it. And in walks Helena, giving her a weird look. Nina explains that she is looking for a tool and gets it. As soon as Nina leaves, Helena gives the bag a worried look, like there is something in it that she wants to keep hidden. Helena's back to charming the boys while they enjoy her company. Meanwhile, Nina comes in with a foot covered in blood. DIY has gone wrong, and she's been rushed to the hospital. Now, here's where it gets juicy. Helena, left alone in her house, heads back to the storage room and tears the tag off the suitcase. Guess what's inside it? A stash of Jonas's photos. It's clear now that she knew Jonas or was spying on him even before they met in person. To avoid any awkward confrontations, she takes extreme measures, setting the photos on fire. Next morning, Jonas, unaware of the fiery photo drama, is on his usual morning walk. And what does he spot? Helena running along the beach like they're in a romantic movie or something. Well, Jonas must be feeling like a hero. So after their little beach encounter, Helena and Jonas dive into a conversation. Sneaky as a fox, Helena drops the bomb and asks if Jonas is having a fling with Nina. Quick as a whip, Jonas shuts it down, swearing they're just good friends. In class, Helena, the master of plot twists, assigns everyone a German poem. Now, nobody in the class is as good at this poetry game as Jonas. Why, you ask? Well, it's in his genes. His dad was a famous writer, and the apple didn't fall far from the tree. Fast forward to the evening, and guess who's knocking on Jonas's door? It's Nina, looking for some poetic wisdom. Jonas, being the poetry guru, helps her craft a masterpiece. Next morning, Nina presents the poem in class, but hold your horses, it wasn't her work. Helena, the poetry detective, sniffs it out. She grills Jonas, who fesses up. Nina gets a scolding for not doing her own work, but Jonas. Helena admires his talent and makes him an offer. Swing by any time you want your poems critiqued. Jonas, being no fool, takes the opportunity and shows up at Helena's doorstep with poems in hand. But oh no, confidence takes a nosedive and he's about to bail. Surprise! Helena sees him, calls him inside, and the plot thickens. Later, in a move that deserves an award for subtlety, Helena leaves the bathroom door open for Jonas's viewing pleasure. Predictably, Jonas takes the bait and can't look away. Flirting and kisses follow, and suddenly they're a whole lot closer. The next day, Nina approaches Helena with an apology for the poem swap, but Helena's cool about it. No biggie. Fast forward. Jonas, once Nina's bike buddy, is now cruising to and from school with Helena. Nina's green with envy, spying on them like it's a soap opera. In class, Jewel and Nina put on their detective hats, sensing something more than a teacher-student vibe between Helena and Jonas. The next day rolls around, and the school decides to spice things up with a small seminar. Surprise, surprise, Grandpa Frederick, who used to be a teacher there, is front and center, giving a speech. Out of the blue, he spots Helena sporting a new short hairdo, and it's like he's seen a witch or something. Frederick collapses on the spot. Nina, with her eagle eyes, catches the whole show and thinks, there's something fishy. She's got a hunch that Helena is the reason behind Frederick's dramatic fainting episode. Later that night, Nina spills the beans to Jonas about Grandpa witnessing Helena and collapsing from shock. Jonas, scratching his head, doesn't buy it. Nina leaves the house in frustration. Meanwhile, Helena decides to make a late-night visit to Jonas's crib. She sneaks in, cozies up to him, and they share a little lovey-dovey moment. The next morning, she exits the room quietly, not wanting to wake up Jonas. Nina, also showing up to apologize for venting her frustration, notices Helena leaving Jonas's room. She connects the dots and storms out, ditching Jonas's place. She spills the tea on Jewel, explaining everything from Jonas and Helena's love fest to the Frederick collapse drama. Nina's convinced Frederick knows something about Helena. Jewel, the laid-back friend, doesn't take Nina's conspiracy theory seriously. She even bluffs that Helena might have been a teacher with Frederick back in the day, and seeing her look too young shocked him. Jewel suggests Nina check the school record books for information on old teachers. Nina takes this seriously, and on the same day, she's flipping through those records to find familiar faces. Lo and behold, she stumbles upon a picture of a teacher who's a dead ringer for Helena. Meanwhile, Jonas, still clueless, is about to head to school. Frederick, acting mysteriously, tells him to skip it. Jonas, curious, asks why his grandpa's acting weird post-seminar. Frederick downplays it, saying it's nothing, but hints that Nina might be upset because she saw Helena leaving his room. Oh, and she left breakfast for Jonas. Back to Nina. Before she can wrap her head around what she just saw, Helena shows up. Nina, in full-on rage mode, demands to know who Helena is and what she's doing there. Without a word, Helena goes all dark and chokes Nina to death, fearing she might spill the beans to Jonas. Out of nowhere, Jonas arrives outside the library, looking for Nina. Helena, casually strolling out, tells him she was with Jewel a while ago. She heads back in, wraps Nina's body in a curtain, drags it to her truck, and speeds off to the beach. Jonas hits the beach, hunting down Jewel for any Nina news. Jewel spills the beans Nina was being the model student at school this morning. Little does Jonas know that across the beach, Helena's turning it into her personal Hide the Body Olympics. Later, Helena's at her crib, working some mysterious magic with powder when a text from Jonas lights up her phone. He wants to meet her. Now, Jonas had noble intentions. He wanted to break things off with Helena and patch things up with Nina. Jonas shows up, and Helena, in her devious brilliance, slips a bit of that poisonous concoction into his coffee. Lucky for Jonas, he takes just a sip, decides it's not the right moment for a breakup, and heads back home unscathed. Smart move, Jonas. Next morning, Jonas gets the rudest wake-up call ever from Frederick. Nina's body has turned up at the beach. They rush to the scene, and Nina's in a bad state. Frederick is unable to see this, collapses again, and off to the hospital he goes. Jonas and the crew are hit hard. Nina, the swimming sensation, can't just choke on a wave. It's smelling like murder, and to crank up the drama, Jewel spills the tea Nina was snooping around Helena, last seen in the library. Off they go, Sherlocking through yearbooks and finding a missing page. They hit the school website, and bam, Frederick is starring in a picture with Maria Roth, Helena's lookalike. All of them are shocked if the Helena teaching them is the ghost of this Maria Roth. Meanwhile, Helena decides to grace paralyzed Frederick with a hospital visit. He's mute and terrified, and Helena goes all drama queen, accusing him of the death of her mom. It's later revealed that Frederick is actually her dad, who ghosted her and her mom. Helena says she was looking for the perfect opportunity to take her revenge. She reveals that the death of Jonas's parents wasn't an accident, but a murder. She goes on to say that Jonas is the next to die, and Frederick will have to see his family die in front of his eyes. Frederick is all about apologizing, but she is all about taking revenge. Alright, buckle up for the grand finale of this wild story. So the next morning, Helena storms in with Frederick, waving the news that the doctors gave him a ticket out of the hospital. Jonas, ever the curious cat, throws the big question at Helena. Who in the world is Maria Roth? But Helena, she's not about to spill the beans just yet. She hits back with the classic, let's have a chat over coffee move. Helena transforms the kitchen into a blockbuster movie set. With poor Frederick playing the role of a helpless bystander, Helena whips up some coffee magic. But here's the kicker. She's not just making any coffee. She's turning Jonas's cup into a toxic potion, all while keeping up the act in front of Frederick. Helena serves Jonas that coffee and starts telling the story. It turns out her mom had a fling with Jonas's grandpa, making her the unexpected love child. Jonas is now hit with the revelation that she's not just his teacher, she's his aunt and his dad's stepsister. But wait, there's more. The drug kicks in and Jonas takes an unexpected nap. Helena, in full villain mode, drags him to the lake, attempting a sinister drowning scene. But Jonas, with the heroic strength of someone in a Marvel movie, fights back. He hits Helena, bolts back to the house, and stumbles upon Frederick on the ground with glass scattered around him, while he is clutching a letter that's from Maria. Helena, relentless as ever, pursues Jonas, choking the life out of him. But our hero, gasping for air, grabs a shard of glass and gives Helena a taste of her own medicine, a stab right in the chest. And just like that, Helena bites the dust next to Jonas. In Maria's letter, Jonas uncovers the heartbreaking love story she shared with Frederick. He realizes the depth of Maria's love, which went unnoticed. It's a bittersweet moment, but alas, it's too late to change the past. Fast forward a few weeks and Jonas is on a ship. Cue a dramatic scene. He spots a girl in a yellow raincoat, similar to Helena's signature style. Disgusted, he tails her, only to discover she's just an ordinary, anonymous girl. And there you have it. The curtain falls, marking the end of the movie. I hope you enjoyed the recap. If you did, smash that like button. And if you're not part of the VIP squad yet, what are you waiting for? Hit subscribe now, because at the Movie Explainer, our subscribers aren't just viewers. They're the VIP of our recap world.